Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Wambere Nyaga. I just want to say also another big thank you to everyone, not everyone, those who keep asking me to post more videos and to keep me motivated. I would love it if you guys would subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share my videos, and comment if you'd like to. It motivates me to do more. And I'd also like it if you press that notification bell. I don't have a particular system where I say I post every Tuesday or every Saturday. No. When I have something to say, I post a video. So I'd like it if you press that notification bell so that you're aware that I've posted a new video and you don't get left behind. I want to thank you to all my 70-something subscribers. I appreciate you guys very, very much. And if you're viewing me and you haven't subscribed, take a minute, or actually it's just a few seconds to subscribe to my channel. I'd really, really appreciate it. And I'm Wambere Nyaga on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Thank you for the follow as well. So let me go into this video. And even before I start the topic that I have for today, I just wanted to speak to the women for a minute and say, if we learn self-control over our emotions, our relationships will be much, much better. I'm not saying as women we are the fault all the time. No, there are some really, really bad men out there, no doubt. But sometimes we are the problem. There is a scripture in the Bible, I can't remember where, I'm not sure if it's even Proverbs, Psalms, all I know it's in the Old Testament, where it says, it's better for a man to sleep on the roof in winter than in the house with a quarrelsome woman. So even the Bible has warned men about bickering women. So sometimes we can be too much with our mouth. Like this meme, Shanice, you're yapping like a rat.
Yeah, Shanice.
Yeah?
Your mouth is moving a lot like a rat. Yappa, 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 yappa. Shut it, please.
Yeah, sometimes we can be really, really, really annoying and destroy relationships that would have blossomed into beautiful, beautiful relationships. So we need to learn to take control of our emotions. We can even, as women, we know when it's about to go down. We know when on the inside it starts to boil and we're about to rise up and say and give them a piece of our mind, yeah? We know. So when you feel it rising up, just say, hey, hold up. I'm about to flip on you. Let me walk out, breathe in and out for a few minutes or however long it takes. Let me take a drive, let me take a walk, whatever it takes. Let me just leave you. We'll come back to this conversation when I'm calm, collected, because I do not want to say the wrong thing. Many times as women, we don't apologize when we know we were wrong. We always go into the defense mode and want the man to apologize. That's another thing that's pretty messed up. I'll say it, it's pretty messed up. If we came down from our high horse and actually say, I'm the one who wronged you, instead of always wanting the man to be the one to apologize, would keep that great man that we used to have and not be stalking him because now he's actually found his wife. You'd have been it. And again, I'm not blaming women that we are always wrong. No, we are not. Men also have their play. Men also have their faults. And I believe there's a man, either on a podcast, YouTube channel, whatever it may be, talking to the men as well. But now I'm a woman, born a woman. I ain't no man to woman thing, so I am a woman. So I can say, as women, we really need to work on our emotions. Let's be the change. once you have control over your emotions and don't just allow your emotions to fly all over the place when and if you want them to, we'll be able to realize when we are messing relationships, and we'll be able to see more of the red flags in the person we're with. Overcoming emotions is such a powerful thing, because it opens your eyes more. You're no longer clouded, that's the word. You're no longer clouded by emotions. So you're able to see the mistake before it happens. Like when I was in campus, we did a course on verbal and non-verbal communication. So we learned that when you're having a conversation with someone, it's not just about what they say, it's read their body language as well. Their face will tell you a lot, because their facial expressions will really tell you a lot. You can know by their eyes, the movement of their lips, and are they squirmish in their chair when you're talking to them? Do they slouch too much? You'll know if they're invested, you'll know if you've hurt them, you'll know if you've pushed the wrong button, you'll know if you've pushed the right button, you know if you've said the right thing, you'll know if you've said the wrong thing. Learn to look at the person you're talking to. And it's not just about man to woman, it could even be in friendships, in relationship with your parents, in relationships with your elders, whatever it may be, even in relationships with your children. It's always good to see the reactions. Body language is basically a reaction with your body. So you're able to learn. So let's not be so focused on, I have to say this, it's burning on the inside of me. Like, I know I had issues, not that bad, but I learned over the years to have self-control over my emotions, over my reactions. So nowadays, before I had to say it that time, no other time, it had to be said and done. I don't care if I'm going to cause damage, as long as I say it, I'm good. No, I learned to take time. Even there are times I've taken weeks and even months to actually say how that thing made me feel, or how I felt in that situation. And that doesn't mean when I take that long to say and I actually say it, I want the person to feel bad. I just now know how, without being upset about it, to say it. But there's also those circumstances we also know something has to be said at that time, because it's either a make or break time to say it. But when you learn to have self-control over your emotions as a woman, when you say it when it's meant to be said and immediately needs to be dealt with, you won't say it in anger, you won't say it with malice. You will say it in a place where on the inside you've calmed yourself and you say, excuse me, what you've done is really, really wrong, and I would like you to see it from my perspective. Then explain it. If the person tries to interrupt, you say, no, you've had your say. Now it's for me to say it. Give me this opportunity to say it. I've heard what you have to say and I don't agree. Now it's for me to say it. If the person does not want to listen to you, then leave. Leave that situation. Tell them when you're ready to have a mature conversation, we'll come back to this. The other different option as women we want to do is shout, but I told you this, why don't you listen to me? So when you do that, your head is shaking all over the place. You look like a mad woman, to the man especially. The men don't speak attitude. Men speak logic. That's why, you know how this thing of energy to energy, it's pretty real. Just in case my video position changed, it's because I was called, so I had to stop the video. And then instead of starting all over again, I just decided, let me go back and see where I reached so I can continue. So I was saying, when we start our face movement, oh, what I was telling you, blah, 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 to a man you look crazy. They don't understand, as I said, men don't understand attitude, they don't understand emotions. By the way, they don't understand emotions. So, because by the time your head is moving right, left, and center, they don't understand. So, I was saying this thing of energy is true because the energy you give a man is the energy he'll reciprocate. So, if you start shouting, moving your head, moving your fingers, moving your hands, wanting to cause chaos all over the place, the man will now start shouting and speaking over you, not giving you an opportunity to talk. He won't become collected and just let you speak. No, and he'll come against everything you say. Everything you say, he'll come against it. And you know what that does to us as women? It makes us even more irritated and makes us even want to go more crazy. Before you know it, your wig is off your face and all that. At off your face, your wig is off your head. It makes us just go crazy and crazy and crazy and crazy and crazy. Before you know it, you have those blackout experiences where you say things, do things you yourself you didn't even expect to do. A man will always feed off your energy. This is how I know that. There's a story of a woman who her husband always came home drunk. And when he comes home, those masas, those times of midnight, 1 a.m., whatever time it is, 11, what is the woman going to do? Bicker. And she's not at fault for bickering. It's not right for your husband to always come home drunk, that's for sure. But then she got counsel that when your man comes home, instead of bickering, because when she bickers, quarrels, complains, it makes him even want to drink more than exceedingly and be so hard-headed and make it even more difficult for her in the house. So she was given counsel, do this. When your husband comes home, do a different strategy. Instead of doing what he expects you to do, to complain, to bicker, to shout for all the neighbors to hear, ask him, oh, welcome home, sir. So, what would you like to eat? Because not what would you like to eat, I've made for you dinner. Let me just warm it up and serve it for you. At first, this man is thinking, is this woman trying to poison me and kill me? You know, because he's not used to this kind of treatment. So he's told, no, you sit down. I'm coming with your dinner and a glass of water. You just relax. So he removes his shoes, sits down. He's served for. She asks, so how was your day? You had a good day. Tell me. You know, just keeping him company as he ate his food. Then when she saw he was done eating and relaxed, he said, okay, me, I've gone to bed. I guess I'll see you tomorrow, or whatever it would be when he comes to bed. Yeah. Anyway, so she did that a number of nights. And before you know it, they became best friends. He was motivated now to come home. He was motivated to spend time with her. It's like he had this epiphany of how he remembered why he married this woman. And I'm not saying it's the woman's fault. Remember, this man was wasting his life. Because at the end of the day, when you're married, it's your money as a couple. So it's yours. So his money is yours and your money is his. That's if you play it that way anyway. So the money of the home, let me see, the money of the home, he's wasting it. So they became friends. Why? Because the woman decided to calm down, collect her emotions, and actually have conversations with this man, show that she cares, show that she still loves him. So the man is feeding on her energy. So you see, he's not coming home now defensive. Because by the time he knocks on that door, opens that door, he's ready with all his armor is ready. You know, He has his gear on, his guns are ready. I don't know much about war, but you get it. He has his arsenal ready. He's ready to fight. Okay, if she tells me this, I'll throw her this bullet. If she tells me this, I'll throw her this grenade. If she tells me this, blah, 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 blah. He manages to come home. I hear the story, it took 2 days. Just 2 days. And their relationship was back to where it was in the beginning. Yeah. So women, this thing of quarreling, it's not attractive. It makes a 10 over 10 become a 5. You see, you've noticed, how we say, oh my gosh, how did my ex end up with a woman way, 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 way less prettier than me? It's most of the time, it's because this woman was more peaceful. And that's the sad reality. Men love peace. They love when they come home, when they open the door, the first thing you do. I'm not saying you do it like the Ugandans. If it's not in you, I'm not saying you go on your knees, remove his shoes, bow at every word he says. Nah. I myself personally, I don't know if I can do that, but I've never been married, so when I get married, I may share my experiences of being a wife. But I'm not saying you do that. I'm just saying when he comes home, be ready to ask him, how was your day? Sit down with him, because maybe you've already eaten. Maybe he was so late that you couldn't eat with him. Or if you haven't eaten, sit down, have the meal with him, actually talk, ask him about his day. And when he's talking about his day, listen. Women, listen. LISTEN. Just listen. Don't wait for the opportunity to bring your point. Even me today, so-and-so messed me up. When I was working, this assistant came and did this to me, or my boss did this, because he mentioned about his boss and his assistant. No. Listen. So you say, oh, so that's what happened. Then ask another question. Oh, okay, so how are you going to deal with it? Let him tell you his day. Let him tell you his issues. The more you listen and give him ear that you're listening by asking questions, he knows you're fixed into this conversation. He opens up maybe things he hadn't yet told you. Men love peace. Then he'll want to know about you. He'll ask you about your day. Now this is your opportunity to speak as much as you want. And he'll be intrigued. And don't fault the man for not remembering everything. Men don't, I don't know what the research said what. Men speak how many words a day and women speak way more. Or is it double? So don't blame him. Sometimes men don't retain as much unnecessary information. But usually he'll remember the important points. But those, as we say, moshene points, he may not remember. But he will remember. Men love, I'll keep emphasizing, men love peace. They love it when they know they'll go out to a restaurant or anywhere in public, whatever it may be, and an issue arises. He loves it when his woman will be relaxed and not shout at him for the whole place to hear. They love it when they love it when they know, yes, he did wrong, and yes, he knows you'll bring it up, but you will not embarrass him in public. When you get into the car, when you get home, and those who don't yet have a car, don't embarrass him in the public means either. So he knows when you get home is when you'll bring it up. I'm not saying you don't say what you did was wrong, but my emphasis is do not do it in public. Men love peace. Men love peace. That's why you will find your ex, or a woman's ex. Let me not emphasize you. Like my pastor always says, we believe it's not you. Or if it was you, that was in the past. That's why the man will always end up with someone who is less prettier than his ex, because this woman had peace. And just, it's always good to remind, I'm not saying women are always the problem, but this is how I look at life. How can I be a solution to make the situation better? He could be the problem. That is why you're acting all crazy. That's it. He could be the problem. Or your exes down the line, your first relationship, your second relationship, your third relationship, could have created, like we call it, a tree in you, that you always expect what your exes down the line did to you. You always expect your current to do the same. So whatever it may be, he could, let's use the situation where he is the cause problem. He could be the problem. He could have said the wrong thing, done the wrong thing, and fighting to accept that he did it. So now we go crazy because we're like, you need to hear me. You need to hear what I'm saying. You need to know that you're the problem. You need to. Relax, girl, relax. We all know he is the problem. We know. Instead of shouting, just look him straight in the eye. Let's say his name is Tevin. Tevin, you are the problem. You did this and this and this and this and this and this and this. But because I'm not at a good place right now, if I say it, I will do things and say things I will regret. And I love you too much to mess this relationship. Let me relax, let me calm down. Keep the man wondering what's going to happen next. Don't even talk about it that day. Let's say you argued in the morning, when he comes back from work, hey, hi babe, hi Tev, how have you been? How was your day? You've even cooked his best meal. Sit down, you talk, have a good laugh, go to bed. If you're married, make love. Wake up in the morning, walk him to his stage, walk him to his car, or if you're driving together because you don't have your own car, whatever the situation is, just make it. It's not a game, but you're showing this man you have forgive the sound of the plane. Just show this man that you have control. So now when you know, cool. So when you know for sure now, if I speak, I'll be good. Because remember, we are learning to control our emotions. And no one said learning to control your emotions is easy. Because even as you're asking him, how is your day? Even as you're cooking his favorite meal, you could be burning. And by the way, if you cannot be intimate with him, and again, I'm talking to married couples, because I'm a believer and I only believe sex is for marriage. Anyway, that's beyond the point. If you can't make love to him, just don't show your anger towards him that night. Okay? You're working. It's homework. You're working on your emotions. Okay? So I'm not saying he has a right to touch you if you don't want to be touched. Sometimes we can be so upset that I could have done something so wrong that even touching you, it irks you. It annoys you. So you don't have to. Because he personally knows he did something wrong. So he deserves not getting what he wants all the time. What am I saying is this? Do not burst out. Now when you know you're ready to talk, and when you talk, you'll be at a better place. Because you could still be emotional about it, but you'd be at a better place than you'd have been the day before or 2 days ago. Okay? Or a few hours later, depending on the situation. But remember, you're saying it calm. Your head is not moving. I don't have hair to show you, but your head is not moving all over the place. Your hands are not flying everywhere. No, you're calm. You're relaxed. You're relaxed. You're relaxed. You're relaxed. And I'm not saying you won't have pain. It's there. But remember, it's a control over your emotions so that you do not do or say the wrong thing. Okay? So depending on the magnitude of the situation, you know how to deal with it. But just remember, be calm. Be the winner in this. And I'm not saying it's a game, but many times our outbursts destroy relationships more than they needed to be. And the man will feed off your energy. When you come home, he looks at you, he's looking at you as you're talking, and he's like, man, Yani, I did this girl dirty. I did her really bad. I messed her. And yet she's talking to me like this. That man will do anything for you. Because he knows from experience with you and maybe experience from other women how they would have reacted. I was going to do a whole different topic from this, but I guess I just kept talking and this ended up being the topic. I'll see what I'll title it. So yeah, women, we have more control than we actually think we do. We have a lot of control. We, as I've said, we create the energy in the home, we create the pace of the relationships. We are the ones who create the atmosphere. Yeah. Many men have stayed in bars for hours because they know if they get home at midnight, you'll be asleep. Many men have eaten in restaurants because they don't want to sit down and eat with you. Not with you, with women. I really don't want to emphasize it's you, but many men have gone to places looking depressed and when they're asked by their fellow men, they say they can't go home because once they open that door, that woman is going to shout. And they hate shouting. Men hate shouting. Men really hate shouting. Unless it's a football game they're watching. But men hate shouting. So once you start shouting at him, the man's gone. He's zoned out. He's not with you. Sometimes you're just talking. It's like talking to a wall. And you know how when you're talking to a wall in terms of the man, it makes you even shout louder and get more expressive. Yeah. So let the man come home feeling guilty, knowing he made a mistake, but he comes knowing he has to apologize because of the way you treat him. Yeah. That's what I would say. So women, let's learn to control our emotions. I love women and I love helping women and I love men knowing more about women. I have worked on myself, still have a lot of work to do. It's always a learning process. I'm not perfect. I've said things I regret. I've done things that I regret. But I'm learning to, I always tell God, I want to be the peace this man deserves. I want that when he comes into my life and I come into his life, I benefit his life. I don't want my man to ever regret not remaining single. I want him to be happy to be married. That even when we have issues, he knows that he has a good woman. Even when because I can make a mistake and let the emotions run wild. But I should immediately, when I calm down, I should immediately apologize and mean it. Because if I apologize, just like repentance, you won't do it again. The next time you'll be better. Anyway, thank you so much guys for watching my video. As I said, this is not what I was going to talk about, but I guess this is what I needed to say. So until my next video, peace guys.